Hi everyone, it's Diane. Today, you remember when I brought all those green tomatoes in? Well, today I'm going to kind of do a completion on them, putting them away, the majority of them anyway. There's a few I'm going to let out there yet so we can eat fresh, but they've done extremely well. They've ripened pretty well, and I'm going to make some spaghetti sauce today, actually 3 batches of it, and I'll show that to you at the end of the video. But let's go out and check it out. I'm just thrilled that this works so well. Alright, we're in my back patio. I'm going to show you a picture of what these were when I brought them in. And look at them now. Crazy getting ready. 3 weeks they've been in a cool environment, and I wanted to keep them cool as I could so they didn't ripen so fast. But you know what? They're ripening pretty fast. I pulled all those green ones out, a lot of green ones out yesterday, and made the pickled green tomatoes. So I got a lot here now I need to put away for either spaghetti sauce, or I'll just freeze some whole tomatoes, or I don't know what I'll do with them for sure. But there they are. As you can see, they're ripening really fast. It works great. All right, here is my pickled tomatoes, green tomatoes. I got them in the refrigerator. They've only been in there probably 12 hours or so. I'm going to let them stay in there a couple days, and then we're going to try them. They ought to be pretty good. And I'm just going to do refrigerator ones. They should keep for a little while in the fridge. I don't think there'll be a problem there. And we'll see how that goes, and I'll maybe let you know later. But that is I got the idea from Arkansas Prepper. Check them out. All right, let's go check out those tomatoes ripening right now. Hey everyone, it's Diane. Just want to give you an update on the green tomatoes that I brought in. It's almost been a month ago. It was October 18th when I brought these green tomatoes in here in this wagon. Brought them indoors, kept them in a cool area, and nearly a month later, most of them have turned. Okay, so today I'm going to be putting these away and getting that done. There's not very many green ones left, as you can tell. So, you know, I extended this almost a month. And if I would have left these out in the garden, they just would have been, they would have went to waste. So it was very much worth it. Anybody that has a lot of green tomatoes out in your garden and you're expecting a really good frost, make sure you pick them if you want to save them. You want to extend your season a little bit. I think this is wonderful. Never ever would have done this without you YouTuber gardening friends. Would never have done this unless I'd seen it done. I am just really thrilled to death. Now, I want to note something here. This was my observation. I kept the stems, the longer stems on some of these tomatoes. And what I noticed was the ones that I did that with, they got kind of wrinkly and they just didn't look quite right. So if I was to do this again, I'm just going to leave just this little stem part on. I'm not going to leave the longer ones like I did. Some of them, I don't know if I can find one here, but I do have one in the house there. I will show you. But they looked a little bit different. Didn't mature quite right, or the texture on the skin was a little different. And so, if I was to do it again, I probably wouldn't keep these longer stems on there. I would all but keep this one. That seemed to work okay. It really did. And here's one that's green yet. As you can see how it's wrinkling right there. Strange looking. And I kept a stem on that one. A long piece of stem. Won't probably do that again. I don't think they do as well. So I do have some waste in here. Not a lot though. Keeping them in a cool area really helped. So here's some really nice ones I'm going to put away today. And I'm going to show you that other tomato right now. Here's one right here that I had the stem on it. I took it off. And here's some that were right with it. This one just had the short stem. This had a long stem on it. See the difference? I put these in the brown paper sack at the same time. And you can tell the difference. So my advice, just leave the little stem on, but do not leave a long stem attached. There definitely is a difference there, as you can see. So that's just a little something I found out doing, and you know, I thought I'd share that with you. These were ripened in a brown paper sack with a banana. Wonderful. Love them. I think they're just, the texture on them is just beautiful. I think it took, gosh, week and a half or so to ripen. I'm not even sure. This doesn't have to be done that way, but I thought I'd try it, and it definitely works too. They're also ripening out in the patio well, so you know, you can do it a couple different ways, and they both seem to work. How's that for turning green tomatoes into ripe tomatoes indoors? Check it out, guys. There's my spaghetti sauce. It's quite a bit. There's 3 batches. So, ain't that great? I'll get these done now, put them away, and we'll have them for the winter use. It'll be great. One thing I have to tell you about this is, check it out. I left the skins on the tomatoes. I left the seeds on the tomatoes, and I just blended them in the blender and then cooked them over the stove to kind of get some of the juices evaporated down. It's still pretty liquidy, but it'll be okay. Sometimes I mix this with something a little, I could always add some tomato paste or something to thicken it up. But I've never done it, well actually I have, but I've never done it completely with all the skins and everything on the tomatoes. And look, you can't even tell. Can't even tell they're there. That's what's so cool about it. You can see the seeds, but I was noticing as I was cooking this, check this out. All the seeds accumulated on the bottom of the pan. Look at that. So I just left them out. I did. There's still some seeds in here, but not that many. But we love spaghetti sauce, and it's just a wonderful thing to have in the winter time. So, all right, I just thought I'd share that with you, what I did with the green tomatoes that turned ripened indoors in my back patio. Wonderful, isn't it? I wanted to share with you just a few jars of green tomato relish I made. And I've never tried this before, but I thought I would give it a try. And this is what I did, and I don't know if it's going to work, but these guys sealed up really nice. I made some green tomato pickles, refrigerator ones, left them sit in the fridge for a while, and then I tasted them. The texture for me, it just wasn't for me. So I took them out, put them in the food processor, and I ground them up just into like a little relish. Now this doesn't look like your traditional relish green, but it's actually very pretty. It's more on the yellowish green side. I added green tomatoes, some onion, mustard seed, celery seed, and I processed them for 10 minutes, and they look great. I'm hoping, you know, I'm going to put them downstairs now in a cool, dark place, and we'll use them like on, you know, on sandwiches or whatever, you know, whatever relish is good for. So I was kind of pleased with it. Actually kind of proud of myself. I've never made green tomato relish before, so I think, you know, it's something, you know, if you got green tomatoes at the end of the season, give it a try. So, you guys, appreciate you watching today. Save those green tomatoes at the end of the season. Bring them in like I did, and enjoy more tomatoes. This was such a great thing to do. Thanks to everyone that made them videos and gave me some advice on bringing them in, because it works so well, and I honestly would have never done it otherwise without you guys on YouTube.